Structure of sperm. Okay. It is microscopic structure. Okay. And the sperm, head, neck, middle piece, and tail. Like 4 parts are there. Head, neck, middle piece, and tail. Here 4 parts are there in the sperm. Okay. Let us see here. This is head region, nucleus, this is cytoplasm. What I am drawing here, it is cytoplasm. Okay, and it is the anterior part. It is called acrosome. Okay, here this is middle piece. Neck. And this is the middle piece. This is tail. Okay, so this is the structure of sperm. This is acrosome. This is nucleus. This is neck. Middle piece. Next to this is tail. Okay. And these are the main important structures. Middle piece, or is also called as body. The body of the sperm, and it is the energy source. Okay, right here mitochondrial spiral will be there. Okay, now let us see better. Here, this region, it is called head. Okay, so acrosome, it forms from the Golgi complex during differentiation phase. Acrosome, it is formed from the Golgi complex during differentiation phase. Okay, next here, elongation of the nucleus, condensation of nucleus also takes place during differentiation phase. Okay, so here this head region, acrosome, it is the anterior cap-like structure. Acrosome, it is anterior cap-like structure. Okay, it is also called as Galea capitis. Acrosome is another name. Galea capitis. Okay, so it helps in the penetration into the ovum during fertilization. Okay, next in this region, acrosome possesses some enzymes like protease, acids, phosphorates, hyaluronidase. Okay, proteins, proteases, acid, hyaluronic acid or hyaluronidase. So all these enzymes helps in the penetration into the ovum during fertilization. Okay, so this is about acrosome. Acrosome, it is a cap-like structure. Please listen, everybody. Acrosome, it is a cap-like structure. It is the anterior part of the sperm. Okay, acrosome is formed from the Golgi complex during differentiation phase. Acrosome is another name, Galea capitis. Okay, and many enzymes are there in the acrosomal region. They are proteases, acids, phosphates, and hyaluronidase. Enzymes are there. All these enzymes helps in the penetration to the ovum during fertilization. Next here, nucleus. It contains genetic material. Okay, genetic material, right here, chromosomal number, haploid chromosomes are there. Next to this is neck, is a short structure, which attaches head with the middle piece. Okay, now the neck region during differentiation phase, here centrioles are separated. Here this is proximal centriole, this is distal centriole. Proximal centriole, this is distal centriole. Okay, distal centriole. So here distal centriole is arranged at a right angle to the proximal centriole. Please remember, distal centriole arranged at the right angle to the proximal centriole. So separation of the centrioles. These two centrioles will be separated at the time of differentiation phase. These centrioles will be separated from each other during differentiation phase, okay, during spermatogenesis, right, Nana? Next, from this part means here this is called basal part, basal body or basal part. Here from this part here an axial filament starts. Axial filament, it passes through the middle piece and extends into the tail. Okay, extends into the tail. This is called axial filament. Axial filament. Okay. Next, it passes through the middle piece and it passes out through a ring-like structure. Here, a ring-like structure is there. It is called annulus or Jensen's ring. Annulus or Jensen's ring. Annulus or Jensen's ring. Okay, it passes through this Jensen's ring and extends into the tail region. Okay, here basically here this tail region, it is two parts, Nana. It is two parts. This is basal part. This is terminal part. Basal part and terminal part. Okay, leave it. Now let us discuss about this middle piece. In this middle piece here, mitochondria forms a spiral. Mitochondrial spiral around the axial filament. Mitochondrial spiral forms around the middle axial filament. Mitochondrial spiral forms around the axial filament. Please remember, around the axial filament. So here numerous mitochondria are there which provide energy for sperm for its motility or for its vigorous movement. Right? That is why this middle piece also called as powerhouse or energy source or fuel tank of the sperm. Okay, entirely energy for vigorous motility. Here, this middle piece provides energy. Okay, this is about middle piece. Right. Next, tail. See, beta here. This what is that? Mitochondrial spiral. Mitochondrial spiral. It's another name also there. That is Nebenken sheath. Another name. Nebenken sheath. Mitochondrial spiral, also called as Nebenken sheath. Okay, please remember these names. Annulus or Jensen's ring. Acrosomes, another name. Galea, Galea, Galea capitis. Galea capitis. Annulus or Jensen's ring. Okay, Nebenken sheath or mitochondrial spiral. Okay. Next, let us see here tail. See beta, here this part from here to here, tail with axial filament and the plasma lemma. Here plasma lemma is there and the cytoplasm is there. The proximal part of the tail, here plasma, it is covered by plasma lemma and cytoplasm is there. But this terminal part, here this is axial filament without plasma membrane. Okay, you can see in your diagram this terminal part, here axial filament without plasma lemma or plasma membrane. Remaining part of this tail, it contains plasma membrane, at the same time here cytoplasm, right? So this is the structure of sperm. Structure of sperm. Only diagram 2 marks question. In IP examination, only diagram 2 marks. Okay. There is no need to describe about the structure of this form. Only diagram 2 marks, right? Please note down this diagram, madam. Please note down. Make it fast.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in
Okay. Oogenesis. Oogenesis means this is the process of formation of or production of ova. It is called oogenesis. Okay. It is the process of formation of ova, right? So here production of ova. Here couples of millions of ova are formed in each ovary during embryonic stage only, fetal stage only. Okay, when a girl, when she's in the womb of her mother, here number of couple of millions of ova are there. Okay, so these ova, see better, when a girl is in the womb of her mother, yeah, this is ovum beta. Diploid condition, its condition is diploid condition. Okay, and they are surrounded by a squamous epithelial layer. A squamous epithelial layer. Please remember, please observe carefully. This is primary oocyte. This is called primary oocyte. Diploid condition and surrounded by a single layer of squamous epithelium. Okay, it is very much important. Confusion into the question, just okay. It is a layer of squamous epithelial layer. Squamous epithelial layer. Okay, primary oocyte. Okay. Next, after birth, here number of ova starts to degenerate. Finally, 60,000 to 80,000 ova will remain in each ovary. Okay. Next, when she becomes elder, means sexual maturity, means at the age of puberty, these layers. So this is primary follicle. It is also called as primary follicle beta. Primary follicle. Don't be confused here. Next, this squamous epithelial layer, modifies into cuboid layer, and here 6 to 8 layers. These cuboidal cells form 6 to 8 layers around this ovum. Okay, 6 to 8 layers. These cells are cuboidal cells. This is nucleus, cytoplasm. Okay. Now, this ovum undergoes meiosis division, meiotic division. Okay. It stops at first phase only, meiosis 1. Meiosis 1 phase. It stops at meiosis 1, right? Next, these layers will increase in number like this. Here it is primary oocyte only, and it is also called as primary follicle. Follicle means along with these layers with primary oocyte, primary follicle. Next, see here this is ovum. Here these are all cuboidal cell layers, granulosa cells. These cuboidal cells are called granulosa cells. Please remember the name granulosa cells. This is ovum. Granulosa cells. Okay. Finally, here these granulosa cells modifies into fibrous layer, outer layer. This is fibrous layer. Okay, it is called theca externa. Theca externa. It is fibrous layer. Okay, and here cuboid, here one layer between this beneath layer and this layer. This is cellular layer. This is called theca interna. Cellular layer, which is made up of cuboidal cells. This is theca interna. Okay, the cellular layer. Cellular layer means made up of granulosa cells or cuboidal cells. Between these two layers, theca externa, theca interna, here it is a basal layer. Basal layer is there. Basal layer. Okay? Right now. Theca externa, theca interna, basal layer, and here this ovum undergoes meiotic division. This is reduction division. A small polar body will be separated. A small polar body. Okay. So now this chromosomal number will become haploid. 23 chromosomes. Here it is diploid condition. 2n number. 46 chromosomes. Here 46 chromosomes. 2n number. Okay. So this is unequal division. Okay, as a result of this division, here a polar body will be separated. This is called first polar body. I will show you another diagram. This is first polar body. When this first polar body is separated from this ovum, it becomes haploid in chromosomal condition. Next, here in this means in this ovum, and a cavity appears. The cavity will appears. This is called antrum. This cavity name is called antrum. This is called antrum. Antrum. It is fluid filled cavity. Antrum is fluid filled cavity. Before formation of antrum, please remember, before formation of antrum, here granulosa cells are there. Between granulosa cells and surface of the ovum, just imagine better. Here, this is the ovum. Okay, ovum secretes a layer, glycoprotein layer. This is zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. Zona pellucida layer. It is produced by the ovum itself. It is glycoprotein layer. Glycoprotein layer. Zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. It is secreted by the. It is formed by the ovum. Next, here granulosa cells are there. Layers of granulosa cells. These granulosa cells forms another layer. This is corona radiata. Corona radiata. Corona radiata, it is secreted by granulosa cells. Here, these are granulosa cells. Granulosa cells or granulosa layer. Okay? Granulosa cells. Remaining here, this fluid filled space, it is called antrum. Okay? See, now here when this primary for first polar body is separated from the ovum, now this haploid ovum, it is called secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte with the haploid chromosomal condition. See, secondary oocyte, antrum is there, theca interna is there, theca externa is there. Okay, these are all granulosa cell layers. So here at the base of this ovum, eccentric part of this ovum, it is called cumulus oocorus. Cumulus oocorus. This part where antrum is absent. So this part, it is. These are all granulosa cells. It is called cumulus oocorus. Remaining, this is antrum. It is filled with fluid. Okay. Next, theca interna and granulosa cell layer together produces estrogen hormone. Okay, theca interna plus granulosa cells produces estrogen hormone. Okay, I will write here. Theca interna plus granulosa cells produces estrogen hormone. Estrogen hormone. Okay, this is female steroid or sex hormone, right? So now this secondary oocyte along with all these layers, now it is called Graafian follicle. Now it is called Graafian follicle. Okay, and this ovum remains at meiosis 2 at prophase 1. It remains after separation of the first polar body. It remains at meiosis 2 prophase 1 phase. Prophase 1 phase. Okay, after ovulation, when sperm enters into this ovum, next to meiosis 2 will be completed. Meiosis 2 will be completed. by separation of a secondary polar body. Okay, just before after entry of sperm into that means here sperm enters just up to here, perivital end space, meiosis 2 will be completed. Meiotic division 2 will be completed. And another, and means secondary or second polar body will be separated. After entry of sperm, second polar body will be separated. Here, first polar body. During reduction division, first polar body will be separated. During fertilization, just before fertilization, here second polar body will be separated. It is the sign, main sign for the completion of meiosis 2. Okay, right. So this is about oogenesis. Oogenesis, right, Nana? Say when the female or when the girl is there, her womb of mother, a couple of millions of primary oocytes are there. After birth, these primary oocytes starts to degenerate, and only 60,000 to 80,000 ova left. Okay. Next, the puberty age. Here, these secondary oocytes will be formed. Okay, with the diploid condition, right? So during menstrual cycle, here monthly one ovum will be released from ovaries. So this is called ovulation. Ovulation. Okay, beta. Only this diagram, Graafian follicle diagram, 4 marks question. Only draw a neat label diagram of Graafian follicle. Okay, right? See, let me show that diagram.